And we welcome back our Locked On Patriots podcast host, Mike Debate. Mike joins us as we break down the upcoming Patriots and Texans game. And Mike, it maybe won't draw as many eyeballs this week against the Texans, but the Patriots looking to bounce back in a big way against one of the worst teams in the NFL. I think that's fair to say. What do you expect for New England to do to get back on track here?
Yeah, I mean, Sam, basically the New England Patriots sitting at 1-3 cannot be happy about that current state. But the one thing they can pull upon was a pretty good performance on Sunday, even in a loss, 19-17. When you go toe to toe with the Super Bowl champions and you're able to take their best punch and Tom Brady coming out there, giving it everything that he had, there was a lot of emotion. I love the way Mac Jones played, and I love the way that the defense was able to provide, timely stops when they needed to. Unfortunately, just, wasn't enough at the end of the day. But against the Houston Texans, they have to keep that same energy. Don't let up for a second. Yes, the Texans are coming into this game struggling mightily, but at the end of the day, the New England Patriots are still 1-3. They need a win, and in order to get that, they're going to have to put their best foot forward against this team who still has a pretty good defense, and they can still make some plays happen on offense. There are still some players in the Texans organization that know the New England Patriots tendencies very well, especially on offense. Danny Amendola, Rex Burkhead, Brandon Cooks, all former New England Patriots, all were pretty good Patriots as well, and they knew how to score. They knew how to get into the end zone. So this will be an interesting task for the Pats. I think they're up for it, but they have to be ready for it.
Mike, any positives to take away from this loss moving forward for the rest of the season?
Oh, without question, Sam, absolutely. The New England Patriots on the offensive side of the ball still had their sputters. The run and pass protection is still an issue for this team. Definitely need to shore that up in order to give the runners time to be able to make their runs and do what they need to do. However, at the same time, on the offensive side of the ball, Mac Jones looked great. He had poise, he had a maturity, and ran his offense very well, particularly on the 2 touchdown drives. There were still some breakdowns in protection and in coverage. And when that broke down and his pass protection was not everything it needed to be, Mac made his own lanes. He was able to slow the game down. He was able to make his defenders miss, and he was really able to get out of the block and do some great things. So everyone in a Patriots uniform, everyone that calls themselves a Patriots fan should be very pleased by what they saw with Mac Jones. On the defensive side of the ball, the Pats did a couple of very smart things when it comes to defending a quarterback like Tom Brady. What you do is flood the field with defensive backs, try to take away Brady's passing lanes, and for the most part, that worked. You also get aggressive, try to bring the pressure. Matt Judon has been phenomenal in that department, really changing the complexity of that defense. At the end of the day, they dared the Bucs to run, and you got to give the Buccaneers running backs credit, especially Leonard Fournette and even Ronald Jones. They were able to run the ball effectively, but the Patriots executed their game plan 9 times out of 10. That works.
And looking ahead to Houston, the Texans, as previously mentioned, have had their struggles all season. What do you want to see the Patriots, execute, and how do you want to see them perform going against, again, one of the best teams in the NFL in Tampa Bay to a struggling Texans team? Is this a chance for, the Patriots to kind of get back on track after starting the season 1-3?
I would think so. I think this is a perfect opportunity for them to do that. Look, 2 things that you have to do. 1, protect the football. It seems like a broken record. We talk about this every single week, but at the same time, it's the truth. If you don't protect the football, you lose it, you fumble, things happen, and it creates so many more problems for all areas on the field. On Sunday, J.J. Taylor commits a very untimely and costly fumble that really ruined, I think, a lot of the momentum that the Patriots were hoping to get. So you have to protect the football, hold on to it, don't lose it, and make bad decisions with it. At the same time, what you also need to do is build on the good that you saw. You have to be able to utilize Mac Jones in the ways that he was utilized on Sunday. Test the ball a little bit downfield, get the tight ends involved in the red zone, which I was glad to see on Sunday. Keep more of that up. Gets the run and pass protection that this kid needs in order to give him a running game that can take some of the pressure off. Mac dropped back and passed the ball 40 times in very adverse weather conditions on Sunday. There's not going to be the weather problem in the Dome on Sunday with the Texans, but he needs that balance in order to be able to do his job. That's what I would focus on. And defensively, they'll be facing another young quarterback in Davis Mills. Try to give him exotic looks, confuse him at the line of scrimmage, force him into making throws he doesn't want to make. If the Patriots can do that, they can dictate the tempo of this game.
And Mac Jones had arguably one of his most impressive debuts in his young NFL season on Sunday against the Buccaneers. What do you want to see him do on Sunday against the Texans to take that next jump?
Well, basically, keep the foot on the accelerator. Keep doing what he's been doing. What Mac Jones does very well is identify the pre-snap read, get rid of the ball quickly, and lead the offense with a great deal of maturity and reliability. And he needs to continue that. I think he will against this Texans team. Bottom line, he needs a little bit of a balance with the running game. Running game was stymied so many times on Sunday, Sam, because they just couldn't get the lanes. They really had no protection. They were hammered at the line of scrimmage every single time a runner touched the ball. That has to change. I do think that will change against the Texans. I think the Patriots are going to employ a little bit more of an aggressive blocking scheme, but at the same time, they have their problems on the offensive line. Michael Wainu, Isaiah Wynn, placed on reserve COVID. We're not sure of their status yet at the time that we're talking when it comes to Sunday's game. Patriots may be playing with depleted offensive line, but at the same time, they're going to need to be able to find some sort of solace for Mac Jones because he's getting hit hard back there, and that pressure is starting to mount up.
Well, Mike Debate, not only does he give us the latest and up-to-the-minute details from Gillette Stadium, he is also the host of Locked On Patriots. You can listen or download anywhere you get your podcast. Mike, thanks again, and always good to see you.